to connect with that little person. And the hardest thing to do is to take responsibility for them and to because they want to continue to control. They want to continue to be in control of things even way into our 50s and 60s and beyond.
Yeah.
And we, it's the most important thing anyone can do is to find that little person within them and question them and get an understanding of why they're doing the things they're doing, why they're behaving the way they're behaving, i.e. them. And only then, it's very common. Most therapists, most counselors, usually the first question they ask to any new client is, tell me about your childhood. And there's a reason that they start off with that question because almost, and I don't want to make an allness statement, but almost everything when it comes to understanding and making positive changes can go back to our little selves. And so that's where I'm moving forward with my second book. I have started my second book, and I hope to begin speaking and having speaking engagements because I'd like to teach this to as many people as I can reach out to. I think it would make a difference to people.
I do too. Willow wants to know, how old were you when you wrote this book?
I began the writing last March. February, March timeframe. I was 55.
55. There you go.
I'm still 55.
Because it's just come out now. And the audiobook's definitely coming out in December. Missy wants to know.
Yes, it should be. The production deadline is the end of November, so it should be on Amazon. It'll be on iTunes and audible.com in December. Yes.
And you've got a professional voiceover actor who's going to do the audio for you, haven't you?
Yes. The gentleman doing my narration for the audiobook is Steve Stansel. By name, people wouldn't recognize him, but he is the voice He's the voice of HBO. He does their commercials and trailers along with Target, Verizon, Papa John's, and many other companies. He's a wonderful speaker, wonderful reader, and I've heard excerpts from the book that he has recorded, and it made me want to read the book. So, so he's quite good.
Listeners, it's a really good book, a great read, and it's been really fabulous to have you on the show. Again, apologies for the time mix-up also for our listeners. I will be back on track next week. And Brad's book is, again, it's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, free on Kindle. The book is called Man at 50, and it's by S. Richard, because Brad uses a pseudonym for publishing reasons. And I think that it is a really wonderful book that talks openly and honestly about some of the struggles that we don't often hear men talk about. And I think it's a very brave and courageous thing for a man to write so openly and honestly about the struggles that he's been faced with, and also, more importantly, about the things that he's done to heal that inner child and to move on to a much more functional, stable and wonderful life. And for our listeners, life is wonderful for you, isn't it, Brad?
Well, it's greatly improved. Still have struggles like everybody else, but I'm in a much stronger place than I've ever been in my life. And my last 2 points quickly would be the subtitle of the book is Man at 50, A Journey of Crisis, Revelation, and Survival. And I believe that we all can survive no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And my email address is manat50thebook@yahoo.com. If anyone would like to send me a question or an email, feel free to do so. I would love to speak with people and help them in any way.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Brad, we're out of time. Thank you so much for coming on Radio Toni this week. I will talk with you again soon, and thank you for coming on early.
Radio Toni with Toni Lontis, author of Resilience, memoir of a broken little girl discovering a woman of strength and beauty. Available now on Amazon.com and in all good bookstores. Radio Toni.
Your safe space for tough conversations, exposing secrets and talking about trauma and recovery.
Radio Toni.
Building resilience. Talking trauma.
Radio Toni.
Live from the Gold Coast, Australia.